All right, Sophia. Happy New Year, Cubs. Welcome back to those of you who joined us in the last session. We are joined today by Sophia Laconi, our 7th grade student who is, I'm not going to steal her thunder because part of what she's going to share is all her expertise with an entire variety of art. If you read the flyer that we put out on Parent Square. And then we will be able to take questions from you all. If you guys students can use the Q&A feature, not the chat, it will allow me to better moderate the questions as they come in. So Sophia, thank you for sharing your talent with us. We're super excited to hear from you and all the many different types of experiences you've had that might just make someone brave today to start experimenting with something that they have never even thought of doing. So we're excited to have all of you here, and why don't you take it away?
Okay, thank you. So, hello, I'm Sophia. And as you know, I'm going to be sharing some of my art and experience and growth with it. So first off, I'm going to say that art has really helped me a lot through quarantine. It helped me expand my creativity, and it's like, I don't know how to explain this. It's like really it keeps your mind going, and it's something to do to where you just can't stop. It's fun, and it's something anybody can do. And there's many different types of art. It's not just like the same like drawing art like with a pencil and paper. It can be different kinds of art. It can be like digital art, traditional, which is like painting on canvas, and like pencil drawings, like that most people do that. I already said digital art. There's like painting. There's a lot of cool paintings. There's different types as well, such as like oil painting and watercolor, the classic acrylic. There's also photography and like dance, which actually is art, because you get to like express yourself through a certain like movement or a certain like gesture, and which is really cool. And there's like a lot, like almost everything you can think of, like everything pretty much. So I'm going to be sharing some of the things I did over quarantine with you guys. So when do you want me to do that?
You can do that at any point, but you must tell the story of what's behind you on the wall, because I'm assuming this is done by you. Why don't you start there?
Okay, so I am a huge fan of anime, so I also read like books that come from anime, which are called mangas, and you print out pages, and you stick them on your wall, and it makes it look like pretty cool, because like there's different like artworks up there, and it's really fun. And yeah, my mom helped me put it together. Thanks, Mom.
Excellent. Yeah. So why don't you kind of walk us through the different types of art you've had experience with, and just kind of tell your story and share and show.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I can't share my screen. It says the host is only allowed to. Can you turn it on, please?
Yes, I just turned it on. You should be
now. Okay, thank you. So let's see. Okay, I'm starting. It's taking a while. Okay, so I have a special art folder of some of the artworks I did. You can see it, right?
Yes, it is totally visible. You're good.
Okay, so as you can tell, digital art is kind of like my main go-to, and I do it pretty much every day. I'm going to share the first photo. I did this today between classes. It's an example of like a digital painting, where you take different tools and you kind of add them all together to make like a certain like painting. And like you obviously have to use layers and sketches, and it takes a while. It took a couple hours, but I like the painting because it took a while and it looks better than what it looked like before, which is the fun thing about art, is because it changes while you work on it. This picture I drew a while ago. It's basically two painters sharing their creativity and making like a big like art piece, even though it's just on a little piece of paper, to show that no matter like where you draw something, it like can like expand like a little world in your head. Next picture. This is from a show I watched called The Promise Neverland. I saw a picture similar to this and I decided that I would like to draw it. So I attempted it and I thought it looked pretty cool. It took a while and I like some of it. It's kind of showing like that you can discover different things like from like where you live, which is cool. This next one is a character I made up. I painted her. I don't know what she's eating. It's like some sort of, I don't know, it's like steak or something. But art has also art and other things like just like the most randomest things, like say if you're going biking, you like see a certain scenario that you like, so then like you want to like draw it. So like sometimes I go outside and I see something that I find interesting and I can picture a whole entire story with that. So I decide to continue on with the story. Some of them don't really turn out as expected and I usually just keep them in my head, but some of them I'm actually still going on. This next one is, I don't know, I guess it's like an angel named Rio. And I put this in here because I thought it was cool. And it's also a painting, but this time it's like used with like a pen brush instead of a painting brush, which I thought was cool because you can do, there's so many different tools that you can use on this app, which is fun. This next one is just a sketch I've had for a while now. It can show like what things look like before the actual finished thing. This is only really a picture that was like sketched over it after the original sketch, as you can tell, because there's like a couple little guidelines in there, like a circle in the head and like hands, like hand shapes. This next one, the next two, for Christmas, me and my mom were watching Charlie Brown, so I decided that I thought it would be cool to draw them as people. They look sort of like their characters. Like the one in the yellow jacket is supposed to be Linus, but you can't really tell that because he's not exactly like, he doesn't have big stringy hair. But so I get like inspiration from movies too. I also like to draw my friends. I think most of them are here right now. Hi guys. So hope it's okay that I put the drawing of you guys here. So I drew them and I thought it'd be nice that I thought they would like it. So I kind of draw my friends sometimes and I send it to them. And like when I have like nothing to do. So I get inspiration from a lot of things, even friends. So that's pretty cool. This next one, also a character I made up. I drew him on my free time when I had like no idea what to draw. I came up with a little scenario because I saw a paper bag like in the kitchen the other day. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make a boy that's like relates to somehow like a paper bag. I don't know why, but he kind of just like feels that way, which is kind of weird. He just kind of feels like stranded and alone. This next one, okay, so there's a story behind this. I am creating a webtoon. It's coming out this month, and these are the main characters, and this is what they look like during when I was like designing them. So this is pretty much just like a little like look at what they're like, and I added a couple more pictures of him. Not him, them. There's a lot of them. There's like, yeah, you know. Sorry. This next one, it took a long time. The main struggle of this one was the hands, because hands are impossible to draw, and a lot of people can relate to that because like most people I know who draw always say that hands are the hardest, and I agree with that. They are impossible and they take a lot of time, but when you practice it gets easier a bit, but then it gets like, there's times where like sometimes you feel like you forget how to draw, but you still like know at the same time, which happens like a lot. This next one is an example of character design. The original is the one on the side where it says original, and then the second and the third, which is all the way working up to a final character that's also going to be in a book. And so I thought that was cool to show because it shows that everything doesn't turn out as expected at the beginning. The original I thought didn't look like the character, like how they would act and like depending on their personality. So I'm sorry. So I decided to change it up because I didn't like the first one. So I colored it, and then now this is basically the character itself. So this is basically the next couple ones are actual pictures of the book I'm writing. I have to say though, you have to read it right to left, which is pretty annoying. I should have probably wrote it the other way, but I did it wrong. And these are like my two favorite pictures that I had. This is from chapter 1, and the one I just showed you was from chapter 2. I'm excited to post it, and I'm still working on my book right now, so it's going to take a while for the whole thing to be done. And I also like to draw the characters I draw as actual people, because sometimes when I feel like I should be doing like a mixture of both, like both realistic and well, semi-realistic, because it doesn't look that like doesn't look like an exact picture, but like you know what I mean. I like to do that with my characters, and it's fun to do because it's like seeing your own people in real life. This is my favorite one. It looks cool. The next one is photography. This is when the two planets came together. I got distracted and I saw that the tree was backlit, and I thought it looked really cool. And I should have just said this already, but photography is also like an awesome way of showing art, because you can take pictures of like different things, like in the ways that you feel. Like if you feel like, for example, sad, you can like take a picture of something like a like a like a dying flower, like like a river or something. But if you feel happy, you can take pictures of like the sun, like flowers and stuff, and it really shows like your mood off, and it shows like your designs and stuff. This next one is also a picture of my friends. I hope you guys are okay with me putting this in here, but it's just your feet, so I thought, why not? So I'm the one in the Converse. So one time it was raining and we had nowhere to go. So I thought, you know what, this would be a really cute picture. And I decided, like, everybody get here so I could take pictures of our feet, which sounds kind of weird, but it turned out pretty cool. And I can kind of picture a little story with this as well. And it kind of looks like we're making a star. The second one, it's not my favorite. It's kind of like a cheesy trick, but the only thing I like about it is that my fingers look painted. That's the only thing. The rest of it looks awkward, and I don't know, it just looks weird. But one time I found a good light source, so I decided to take a picture there, but I didn't know the flash was on. Well, so it turned out weird, but it turned out good at the same time. This next one, I found like breakfast in our pantry, so I decided to take a picture of it with sunglasses. This is showing that I was kind of feeling like in a peppy mood that one day, and how I thought it was going to be like a good day, so I decided that I should show my mood in pictures. This next one I did like, I think it was in the middle of the day, which is weird because everything's dark. I went into my bathroom, and there's like different ways you can take photography. So I went into my bathroom and I took water. I put it on my hands and I flicked it at the mirror and put on the flash at the right moment, and it looks like you're kind of holding like a water sparkle, which looks cool. I know a lot of people kind of know that trick from like social media and stuff. That's where I got the trick as well. Kind of a classic. So I decided, like, why not try it? I've been wanting to try it for a while, and this time I was kind of feeling like kind of like this would be cool. So why not? This next one is it's a picture of an 8-ball and LED lights. It's only really cool because the little lights go around the ball, which is pretty cool, and it makes it look kind of like sci-fi like, but also kind of like, you know, like it has like a feeling, like it feels like kind of like cool toned and like kind of like tired, but like mysterious at the same time. This next one I took in the rain, because sometimes when you go outside, you see something from like maybe from like outside of like raindrops or something, like you see, like for example, that's a telephone pole, and you want to take a picture of it to make it look like different. And so I had to put my phone in the top of the car. That's how I got the two colors. This next one I took in the tree. So sometimes to get like a shot of like a picture shot, like to get like detail, you have to like do the weirdest stuff just to get it. Like for this one, I had to climb a tree, sit in the tree, then take a picture. It took a while, but it was worth it, and I thought it was really pretty. This one I took the beginning of quarantine. It looks cool because it's kind of like seeing the sky, like, and how far up it goes. Because like it kind of makes you wonder like how far like the sky, like the space really goes, which is very like hard to compromise. This one is like of those static balls. I don't know what they're called, but like you put your hand on them and they like shine real cool. So I decided to take a picture of that because it looked cool and like sci-fi like and alien. And that's about it, which is surprising. And I have another thing, which I'm not sure why it's not in here, but I'll try to find it later. Hold on, it's not letting me go back. Okay, there we go.
Can I throw some questions at you now? Uh-oh.
Yeah, sorry if I was talking too quick, by the way. I got kind of nervous.
No, you're good. You're good. So someone asked, what app is it? Because I sometimes use the app Procreate.
Funny story. It's actually the exact same app. It's Procreate. It's a really good app. There's many different tools you can use, and it's my favorite app that I have for drawing.
What is your book called?
My book is either going to be called Machine Room or Machine Boy. So it's coming out sometime this month. So I'm excited to get that done.
And when you say coming out sometimes this month, like published?
Yeah, like published on an app called Webtoon.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Do you have any other books that you've done?
I have one on an app called Wattpad. It's a story I made up on my own. It's not done, and I'm kind of like about to drop it because I have like no motivation for it anymore. Motivation's hard to keep. Like it's really hard to keep. But but I also have a couple. I have a couple more, but they're just kind of like the script's done and the characters are done. And like it's just kind of just sitting there right now. It's not actually being like, pages aren't actually being written yet.
So what do you use to take the pictures you showed us?
I use my phone. That's it. And I usually like probably like pump up the color or like make it darker or like mess around with like the little toggle things. So I usually just use my phone or my mom's phone.
So I have two questions that are similar. One is, when did you get into drawing? And the other one because part of that question is, how old were you? And then how did your fascination with art begin?
Okay, so I started art when I started really like enjoying art. I was really young. Like I don't remember really being like 3 and everything. So the only really times I remember like being in love with drawing was like maybe around 4 or 5. And let's see, how do I answer this? And the other one is, well, like wait, what was the second question again? It was kind of similar to it.
Yeah, it was how old are you, but what was your fascination that drew you into the...
Okay, so my fascination was seeing these people being able to recreate these like awesome pictures that you can just like you can imagine it like in your own world. And I thought that was like awesome. I'm like, I want to do that. So I kind of never stopped. And I'm 12 right now. I'm about to turn 13.
So what would you say is your main source of inspiration?
Oh, goodbye. So my main source of inspiration is either like my own life or things that happen around me. So, yes.
What do you see yourself doing after high school?
After high school, I could see myself either going to an art college or deciding to illustrate books for a living.
Whoa, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Or write them, either or.
All right, I don't have any more open questions in the queue. Any other advice you can give to someone who has never explored any of this, and who may have misperceptions about what it takes to be an artist?
Yes. Okay, so it doesn't take anything to be an artist. All you have to do is really like have material to like draw with and draw on, and like whatever you come up with is basically some sort of art. Like no matter how you think of it, like if you think like, oh, this isn't good, it's actually really good, but you just don't see it that way. So some advice I have is that you don't have to like necessarily have like you know like the actual art, like not the actual art, like you know the one that people usually like take to like drawing and like painting. You don't have to do that. You can also like take to writing, photography, dancing, music. Music is good as well. And there's many different things. You can like create your own interests and make it into something, and that would be basically a form of art.
That is fantastic, Sophia. Students, I'm going to give you one more opportunity to ask any questions in the Q&A before we say goodbye. I just want to say to you, Sophia, I want to thank you for being brave to come on and share the wonderful work that you've done, because it's moments like this that can help inspire someone to do something for the first time or continue what they've already started to do. And your time here with us is a remembrance of that. So thank you so much for being willing to be part of the Arts Academy. And the next question is, was anyone in your family an artist?
My dad is, and his parents on his side were artists. So I think I might have got it from there and practice. So that's gonna, yes.
Were they experienced with the same type of art, or what was their expertise?
Their expertise was like colored pencil work and like painting and oil paint, like stuff like that, like the traditional art.
Got it. All right. Well, Cubs, this has been an awesome Arts Academy class. We hope you enjoyed your time with Sophia. Sophia, we hope this isn't the last time you'll
Yeah.
share with us and you'll teach us, so that we can keep people inspired. And you said something that I think was really relevant. It has helped you during quarantine.
Oh, yes, it has.
And I think that students that are on here right now, I think you should listen to that, because we know quarantine can do a lot of things to interfere with our level of motivation, as Sophia mentioned. You know, it helps us keep our thoughts positive and keeps us focused on a goal, which in her case is all these